later this evening. Lightning strikes mainly to the south now, so that is waning. Friday's severe weather outlook.
This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the L2C Sports Final on YouTube and the Lugnut 6 YouTube channel. Brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now with the day in sports, here he is, the, fourth best announcer next to the GOAT himself, Tony Schiavone, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Thank you, Harry. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Steve, the Baxman Baxley here. Welcome, one and all to the Corsican Ball. That's right. We are here. You are there, and you are expecting sports. And by gum, by golly, we're going to give it to you tonight. All 45 minutes of it. That's right. We're 45 minutes, maybe back to an hour. Who knows? But, oh, boy. What a day. AEW had one of their best shows as we count down to Fyter Fest. Not on pay-per-view this year. It's a 2-night event on TNT next week, live from Daily Place in the Ville, known as Jacksonville. Hope you'll be able to watch it 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT, and then a week afterward, part 2, night 2, week 2, audience boogie. Okay. I know I gotta wash my head. By the way, I am sorry to everybody, including myself. The gyms here in Michigan have to remain closed. Boo! I mean, after this afternoon, I took a chance, got weighed, and I've lost 161.3 pounds. I now weigh 338.4 pounds, I do believe. 338, I think. I know I posted it on there. Give me a couple of seconds. I know it's on here. I'm looking at my phone here, which, by the way, I am thinking of trading in for upgrading to one of the newer phones. Everybody's been asking, hey, what happened to your tablet? What happened to the Fire? Well, I think the Fire got put out. It's still having a little little problems battery-wise. So if you'll give me a bit of a moment, I will have the update for you. Why? Because I know you're interested. The monologue is about near 5 minutes, so forgiveness, please. Forgiveness. I am so happy and content with life today. Let's see. Yada, 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 yada. Come on, I gotta put it on here. Did I even attempt to put it on here? Yes, I did. To 338. I put down. I know I should have corrected that. 438. No, it's 338. I'm going to correct that right here, right now. Edit post. And let's go this way. No, go that way down. 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 Ha ha ha. Come on. Okay, come on. Give me now it's stuck. Okay. Let's do this. Let's get everything correct. Must get everything correct. What in the hell am I doing here? Boom. Shakalaka, shakalaka, laka, boom, boom. I know we're getting close to the end of the rosé here. Let's come on. Anyone buy a cheap ass phone? God dang, people. 338.4. That should have been. Anyway, there you go. 338.4, 160 some odd pounds or puns. So I'm happy, but I wish the gyms were open. God dang, I want to get in shape. I want to lose this. I want to lose extra more. I want to lose this whole glob. Grr. Anyway, you want to hear me? You want to hear some sports news? We got it for you. I'm not. No. Let's cancel that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do something here. Okay, I know what I gotta do. I gotta mute this, otherwise I get told by CBS that we're not gonna allow you to speak. Okay, first major topic, the night. Let's break down 60-game Major League Baseball schedule for you. Yes, baseball is forcing the players to play 60 games with emphasis on divisions and regional play. So, here's what is known. Now, opening day will be either July 23rd or July 24th, with the 60-game season set to conclude on September 27th. Then a regular playoff month with 5 teams from each league make the postseason. Many fans might be wondering what the schedule will to contain extra exposure to COVID-19. Teams will not venture outside their region. That is, the East, NL and AL East will only play each other, just as the Centrals and the West will. We will see no regular season games between the Braves and the Dodgers. We will see no games between the Cubs and the Phillies. We will see no games between the Yankees and the Twins. Get the idea? Good. One of us does. The schedule is not balanced within the region. Teams will play a majority of games against their own division instead of more interleague games. Each team will play 10 games apiece against its division mates for a total of 40 games. The remaining 20 will come against the other division, though it's unclear if it'll be an even breakdown of 4 games against each interleague opponent. Let's go for an example, the world champion Nationals, to illustrate. The Nats schedule could look like Nats versus Mets, Phillies, Marlins, Braves, 10 times each. Nats versus Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Rays, 4 times each. There are your 60. Now the playoffs, that's simple. There'll be 3 division winners per league, along with 2 wild cards. The wild cards play 1 game at the home of the team with a better record, while the top division winner squares off against the winner in a 5-game divisional playoff. The 2 other division winners play each other. The League Championship Series rounds are 7 games, and so is the World Series. You got to keep some order. The league has reserved the right to play whenever is needed. That is, if there's a big breakout somewhere and they need to move the venue, the league will do so. Anything and everything is on the table to get the job done. We could end up seeing a neutral site World Series. God forbid we ever see that in our lives. That's right. I got to make a slight correction here because I just realized I put down the wrong weight. 438. No, try 338. Boom, boom. Like, boom. 338. Huzzah. Now, see if I can do that. And we save. And there we go. 348. Sure. Yep, 348. I thought it was 330. Yeah, that would be 338, not 348. Another edit, another fun-filled fiesta. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, enough of that. In college football, aren't you glad you showed up on tonight's broadcast? Okay, let's get you a 4-star for some college football. Leading up to his Wednesday announcement, word was Clarkson, Michigan offensive tackle Garrett Dellinger had not told any schools who his choice was. So when his nearly 7-minute video was released, that was when LSU knew with certainty they were getting the 6'6", 290-pound 4-star, the nation's number 12 offensive tackle per the industry-generated 2247 Sports Composite prospect to their class. Michigan was believed to be the toughest competitor, with Penn State and Ohio State also in. Dellinger's fired over 4. Outside of that, Alabama, Florida, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, and others were also offered. The work of offensive line coach James Craig and head coach Ed Orgeron in building a relationship with Dellinger began well in advance of his commitment. That included an unofficial visit to campuses in November, where Dellinger saw a victory over Arkansas, met the staff, then taking him to Dave, the college football playoff semifinal in the Peach Bowl. And that feeling that he had, even as COVID-19 shut down in-person recruiting visits, LSU was one of the schools that kept in contact with Dellinger and his family via phone and Zoom during the extended dead period. That included his father, Matt, who was deployed in Iraq. Matt Dellinger said in the commitment trailer produced by 60s Creative, LSU really affords you an opportunity to go play against the best competition in the country day in and day out. Matt Dellinger said, well, yeah, I said that part. And Coach Craig, who's the offensive line coach, is one of those guys that has really gotten to know Garrett on what I would say a non-athletic level. And that's not bad. He really made an impact on me, and this year he won the Joe Moore Award, which shows great coach, and he led a great offensive line. And also the opportunity to play in the SEC made this leap Dellinger wanted to take. So congratulations. Now, in his career in Clarkson, Dellinger had played guard, tackle, defensive line. He started both ways as a true freshman on a team that won the state championship. That winter, he played varsity basketball on a Clarkson team that won the state title as well. Now, he's going to join defensive lineman Anthony Bradford as Michigan natives on the Tiger roster. Bradford prepped at Muskegon High. Dellinger is the number 3 rising senior prospect in the state of Michigan and number 79 overall in the country. Good on ya. Bravis. Speaking of which, well, the NFL, we got some news on them. NFL 2020 season, Lamar Jackson made headlines when he said the Baltimore Ravens overlooked the Tennessee Titans prior to Baltimore's 28-14 in the division round of last year's AFC playoffs. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh offered a response when asked about Jackson's comment during the virtual media meeting earlier this week. Simply put, he didn't agree with his quarterback. Harbaugh said via Jeff Zrebiec of The Athletic, I respect his opinion on it. If he views it that way, that's how he views it. And don't bother me. I don't think we took them lightly. Personally, I just think we didn't play well. Jackson, the league's reigning MVP, made comments during an appearance on Complex's Load Management podcast. Now, while Jackson may not be completely off base with his opinion, one can make a more compelling argument that the Titans simply played better than the Ravens, who lost their first playoff game at home for a second consecutive season, while Baltimore's run defense allowed Derrick Henry to rush for 195 yards. Jackson was sacked 4 times while committing 3 turnovers. Turnovers overshadowed Jackson's 365 rushing yards and 143 passing yards, as Tennessee scored 2 of their 4 touchdowns after forcing Jackson and committing a turnover. Titans' other 2 touchdowns were scored after their defense stopped Jackson on designed quarterback runs on 4th and 1 plays. Ooh. That says a lot, doesn't it? Okay, 11:24 right now. That's in the Eastern time zone. 8:24 for you folks on the West. Oh, yes. All right, let's rock and roll here. And already a little problem golf-wise. Ah, yes. COVID-19. anywhere. The PGA Tour has experienced that reality over the last week. Brooks Koepka and Webb Simpson, respectively, the numbers 4 and 5 players in the world, are among 5 golfers who have withdrawn from the 2020 Travelers Championship. Koepka and Simpson did so out of caution due to contact with someone who tested positive for the coronavirus. That also brought in a little downfall of John Moxley tonight on AEW. We'll get to that as well. Stay tuned, boo. Now, Koepka withdrew after his caddy, Ricky Elliott, registered positive, while Simpson made his decision after a family member tested positive. Their personal tests both came back negative on Wednesday. Koepka's brother, Chase, who earned a spot in the Travelers Championship on Monday after advancing through a qualifying event playoff, also withdrew out of caution. Earlier this week, Cameron Champ announced his withdrawal after a positive coronavirus test. He's the only golfer to test positive for COVID-19 this week ahead of the Travelers Championship. Graham McDowell also took a little bow out of the Travelers after learning his caddy, Ken Comboy, also tested positive. Whoa. That is weird. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan held a press conference Wednesday to announce a positive test and promises serious consequences for any golfer who break the protocols in place for tournament events. He also said testing will be beefed up next week at the Rocket Mortgage Classic in the Motor City. Now, it's not difficult to connect the dots here and to see how easy it is for COVID-19 to infiltrate and then spread within the PGA Tour or any sport when players, caddies, and essential personnel are traveling from city to city, sometimes together but sometimes separately. It can become a petri dish for the virus to manifest itself. The PGA Tour will continue to fight to isolate the incidences, but after none of the first week at the Charles Schwab Challenge, 1 in last week of the RBC Heritage, and now 5 withdrawals connected to the virus this week before the Travelers Championships had even started, the trend does not endanger confidence about what the future holds. Stay tuned. This is going to get very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Boom. College football, you want, we got. And here we go, face-to-face, no, we've already done that. We've already done that story, guys. We have another story we want to cover, so we got to cover it. Because I got to do a little commercial for Bakita's show tonight. All right, let's try this one again. Bam. Okay, thank you, boys. We're on a short leash as people-wise, here in the Tom O'Neill studios at the Fred McLeod Sports Desk. Penn State coach James Franklin and his family have been quarantining themselves from the rest of society since the COVID-19 pandemic hit the U.S. in full force back in March. Now Franklin will find himself isolated away from his family when the college football season starts. During an interview with HBO's Real Sports with Brian Gumbel on Tuesday night, Franklin said that while he's in Pennsylvania coaching his Nittany Lions team, his wife Fumi and their 2 young daughters, Shola and Addison, will remain at the family vacation home in Florida. Franklin detailed his family situation earlier this spring, saying they've been on lockdown the entire time. Franklin's daughter Addison suffers from sickle cell disease, a condition which compromises a person's immune system, while data suggests that COVID-19 has a very low mortality rate among children. It has a higher rate among people with compromised immune systems. So it's hardly difficult to figure out why the Franklin family refuses to take any chances. Now, Penn State players were allowed to voluntarily return to school for workouts starting on June 15th, though Franklin also said that a number of players chose not to return to school. Penn State's season is scheduled to begin at home September 5th against the famed Akron Zip. And we're going to take a little time out for a brief commercial moment. That's right. Since we don't have a sponsor, here on this broadcast. We will try for that, to bring some extra cheese. We invite you, if you would like, to join us. Tell your friends about where the L2C Sports Final is now at. And when you do, tell them, hey, it's a weird show. It's got a weird host. And this is about maybe our third week on the air. So just come on in. Tell them this is a weird show. And they got to watch it because it is weird. There you go. So please tell your friends, tell your neighbors. There's a different kind of sportscast. It's 45 minutes. It has no highlights, but it's pretty funny. Speaking of funny, it's the return of the Greer Stream with Sriracha. That's right. Nick Rekieta tonight brings you the Greer Stream with Sriracha on this night's episode of Rekieta Law, streaming tonight at midnight Eastern on the Rekieta Law channel right here on YouTube. That's at midnight Eastern, 11 Central. Nick Rekieta going to obviously talk more about what has been very much a whole litany of items tonight. And if you missed the show last night, let's put it this way, the whiskey was a pouring. That's all we got to tell you on that. But we hope you watch Rekieta Law channel on YouTube. It's Law Splaining the Interwebs with Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small yet humble law firm somewhere in Minnesota. Watch it right here, Rekieta Law channel on YouTube. All right, let's get back to the assembled viewage and say hi, Steve Bexley. Welcome back to the show that refuses to be normal. That's right, it's the L2C Sports Final. I am the host. And, oh, wow. What a months make. You remember maybe a few months ago that, Turner has Turner Sports had a lovely thing with soccer, especially the UEFA Champions League. Well, according to Sports Business Journal, aloha means goodbye. It was a brief affair, but it didn't last long. Turner Sports has made the decision to opt out of their Champions League deal, which ran through the 2020-2021 campaign. They reportedly had a clause in their contract to opt out of the deal, and they exercised it last week. Notably, this isn't just for the 2020-2021 season. Turner's opt-out will also affect the remainder of the paused 2019-2020 campaign, which still includes the second legs of 4 round of 16 matches, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. The quarters and semis have been cut from 2 legs to 1, with those 6 matches and the final all set to be held at a neutral ground in Portugal in August. However, UEFA could still ask Turner to air the rest of this year's tournament. Now, as for the 2020-2021 season, potentially the rest of 2019-2020, why did you do that? Please tell me why. Thank you. There are several possible suitors. CBS Sports, who will take over the Champions League starting in the fall of 2021 and could conceivably jump on board a year early. NBC, a natural fit, given their Premier League commitment and the high ratings. ESPN is also fit through ESPN Plus, which is cornering the market on international soccer rights. DAZN and Amazon could also be options. Fox, the prior home of the Champions League in the U.S., has also been mentioned, but given the layoffs that hit the company's soccer staff this week, that may not be possible. First year of Turner's Champions League coverage did not receive the most positive feedback. Right off the bat, fans were rubbed the wrong way when Turner dumped the entire UEFA Europa League, aside from the finals, behind the paywall of BR Live, along with the majority of the group stage matches. They hired Steve Nash, the basketball player, as an analyst, He didn't receive great acclaim for his work, especially when Turner let him and Stu Holden call a Tottenham-Barcelona match. There was less criticism over this season of Turner's Championship League coverage, but that's mainly because it was dialed back and less over the top rather than better. All in all, soccer broadcasters can learn a lot from what Turner did with the Champions League, namely, broadcasters shouldn't paywall more matches than they're making available on traditional cable or network TV. They should hire soccer fans as analysts instead of hiring soccer analysts, and they shouldn't completely ignore one of the two major UEFA club tournaments that they're paying for. Unfortunately, CBS plans on paywalling most of their Champions League matches next fall on CBS All Access, whatever Viacom CBS will be naming the streaming service. ESPN would likely paywall most matches on ESPN Plus if they win the 2020-2021 rights. NBC would probably do the same with that crappy NBC Sports Gold and or Peacock. And DAZN and Amazon don't have cable channels. Nothing is perfect, but hopefully they learn from Turner's presentation and don't make the same mistakes. But don't bet the farm on that. 36 minutes past the hour. And speaking of passing, yes, friends, speaking of passing, 26 minutes. And we got good news for ESPN viewers. Fubo TV is finally adding ESPN's network to its lineup of fun-filled networks. Yes, yay. Aren't you glad? That's right. A blank screen. Streaming service Fubo TV has never had any of ESPN's networks on its lineup. This is notable for a couple of reasons. First off, Fubo never had any of the networks, ESPN or Disney, on its service. Second, Fubo dubbed itself as a sports-centric streaming provider, meaning the lack of ESPN was a deal breaker for many sports fans, most notably those who like college football, basketball, or the NBA. Nearly 2 years ago, Fubo TV CEO David Gandler admitted the lack of ESPN was a big missing piece in Fubo's lineup, but when it makes sense for both sides, that deal will come to fruition. Apparently, it now does. Because Variety reported on Wednesday that the whole damn suite of ESPN and Disney networks will be added to the Fubo TV lineup this summer. What will they consist of? I'm glad you asked. Beginning this summer, customers who subscribe to Fubo TV's standard-based service or package will have access to ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, including a range of other Disney-owned networks, including ABC, ABC News Live, Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Disney XD, Freeform, In-Market for SEC Network and ACC Network, FX, FXX, and Nat Geo. Under the pact between Disney Media Networks and FaceBank Group, Fubo's parent company, additional networks will also be available on Fubo TV's other packages, including out-of-market for SEC Network and ACC Network, ESPNU, ESPN News, which should change its name to something like ESPN Ocho, ESPN Deportes, FXM, Fox Life, Nat Geo Mundo, Baby TV. The deal includes both live television feeds and video on demand. Now, the big old ass elephant in the room is the potential price hike that comes along with adding all of these networks. Bundling all of them together will cause Fubo to pay a significant amount in carriage fees, $16 per estimate last fall. Interesting that this was a given as a reason for Fubo dropping FX, FXX, and Nat Geo. They were now under the Disney umbrella, and if Fubo wanted to keep those networks, they would have to add the entire Disney suite. Now all those networks are being added. You'd expect an eventual price hike of $15, either $70 or $75 per month. Both seem like probable options. However, Fubo did not immediately announce a price hike in the wake of adding the Disney networks. Fubo is now looking like even more of a streaming option for sports fans, even though it dropped the Sinclair-owned former Fox Sports regional sports networks in January. At the same time, it told FX to take a hike, along with FXX and Nat Geo back in January. But now, everything is beautiful in its own way. Now, this isn't a risk-free move from Fubo. They'll need to continue to siphon customers away from their competitors to make the addition of these networks and the costs associated with adding them worth it. If not able to do that, I'm not going to be surprised if Fubo eventually followed the path of PlayStation View and just shut down. To be honest, they should have went to Hulu. That's my opinion. But enough for that. Uprock, an online outlet, suspends Wrestling Vertical after sexual assault allegations against its editor, Brandon Stroud. And the 2020 PGA Championship media operation will be primarily remote with only limited outlets allowed on site. Vice today announced a weekly talk show hosted by Kerry Champion and Jamel Hill. Good luck to them. We also have a little update, do we not? Fox Sports, let's give them a little singlet of a dish. Well, they conducted significant layoffs this week. There have been plenty of media cuts and shakeups in recent months, especially around the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. As their latest wave of cuts isn't about that, as John Oram reported in Sports Business Journal Monday night, Fox parted ways with about 20 staffers and made significant programming changes, including canceling FS1 studio shows WWE Backstage, which launched with plenty of hype and didn't really match the hype. Especially last fall after CM Punk joined as a special contributor. But that stunk. And inside PBC, the Professional Boxing Championship, or Champions. WWE Backstage still exists as a potential property around special events. Don't count on it. More from Mr. Aaron's piece from SBJ. Around 20 FS1 producers and talent lost their jobs today. Atoned Fox. Today we announced programming changes designed to better address the needs of our business. As a result, some positions in our production department have been eliminated. FS1 canceled the Inside PBC studio show that it produced around its premier boxing champions match. Cable network will continue to produce studio shows for pay-per-view boxing events. The soccer cuts come as Fox winds down its Bundesliga contract. Oh boy. And Booker T, another impacted personality, along with former TMZ personality Ryan Satin, who has his own little wrestling page called Pro Wrestling Sheet, discussed this on his Twitter page on Monday. And we continue to go down. Key quote via Andrew Ravens of WrestlingNews.co. Obviously says itself. On the soccer front, Jonathan Tannenwald of Philadelphia Inquirer relayed that one of the cuts is lead soccer producer Shaw Brown. Ooh. Certainly interesting to see Fox making these kind of changes now and to see them saying they could better address the needs of our business. While the likes of WWE Backstage and Inside PBC Boxing may not have performed all that well in the ratings, they haven't yet announced what will replace those shows. How much you want to bet reruns? And how much you want to bet that a certain betting show will never come back again, although I do hope so, because that was a fun and entertaining program. Even though the rumors of I won't even go there. Anyway, so to our friends at Fox Sports, I wonder when the issue is going to dump. We'll find out, folks. Combate Americas to return with closed set MMA fights in August and September. It'll be carried on Axis TV, Univision, and Tudun, Tudn USA. Okay, that's that for that. Now it is time for us to say, bring on the scoreboard. Why? because it's time for some scores. In time for some howdy highs and hody hoes. It's time for the scoreboard. That's right, where we live for scoreboards. And we live to tell you about who's doing, who's winning. Okay, let's go to it. We are beholden to 2 o'clocks. I know it's 11:45, but we got 10 minutes here, so we're going to conduct. Okay, let's kick to it. We got baseball, basketball, and some soccer to report. We can't do all 145 scores, but we'll give you the best we can. Don't forget, if you want all the scores, go to scoreboard.com/EN for English. So, how's it going? Goes well? Perfect. Wednesday's about to go into a Thursday. Want to wish a special happy birthday to Jay the Brain Man's producer, Angela Peterson. Happy day coming up in about 15 minutes. She'll be about, I think, 27. Anyway, let's get to it. Soccer, the Premier League, Manchester United over Sheffield United, 3-0. Newcastle over Aston Villa, tied at 1. Everton over Norwich, 1-0. Same score, different result. Wolves beat Bournemouth, 1-0. Liverpool spanked Crystal Palace, 4-0. In Spain, La Liga, Osasuna defeated Alves, 1-0. Same score. Celta Vigo defeated Real Sociedad. And Real Madrid over Mallorca, 2-0. In Austria, the Tampico Bundesliga championship game, Lask over Hartberg 5-1. Wolfsberger over Sturm Graz 2-0. Salzburg humbled Rapid Vienna 7-2. In Costa Rica, Premier Division class playoffs in 60 minutes as we start, of course, the first half. Saprissa leads Alajuelense 2-0. Czech Republic Liga Championship Group, Jablonec and Liberec tied at 1. Slava Prague over Plzeň 1-0. Hungary OTP Bank Liga. We had Debrecen over Mezkovec Zuri 1-0. Honvéd over Kapsavar 4-2. Kisvarda and Pukas Academy 1-1. Pax over Divit TK 4-2. In Italy, Series A, Inter and Sassuolo tied at 3. Roma over Sampdoria 3-1. And Atalanta over Lazio 3-2. Poland in the Ekstraklasa Championship Group, Lechia Gdansk over Plac Gierwijk 1-0. Jagiellonia and Liga tied at 0. Lech Poznan and Pogo Szczecin also with goose eggs. In the club friendlies, we got a lot, so let's rule the roost here. Landshot defeated Mutinis 3-0. Unikov over Blansko 5-2. SJK over Rovatini 1-0. Plizenby over Plizek 3-0. Mas Taborsko over Bensov 4-1. CSKA 1948 Sofia over Montana 1-0. HIFK and Mannheim tied at 1. Slava Prague B over Bohemians 1905 4-2. Let's go to the B-ball. Germany BBL. We had Alba Berlin over Oldenburg, 81-59. In Spain, the final stage of ACB, Basket Zaragoza over Gran Canaria, 85-76. Morabanc Andorra over Real Madrid, 91-75. And Valencia over San Paulo Burjo, 94-90. In baseball action, Chibalade Marins over Oric Buffalo 6-4, 6-9-0 Marins, 4-5-1 Buffaloes. Ojima was the winner of that game for the Marins. He's 1-0. Suzuki takes a loss for the Buffaloes. He's 0-1. Rakuten Golden Eagles over the Nippon Ham Fighters 5-2, 5-7-0 for the Eagles. 2-4-1 for the Ham Fighters. Wakui for the Ham Fighters gets his first win. He's 1-0. Kawano for the Golden Eagles gets a loss. He's 0-1. Fukuoka Silverhawks over Cebu Lions, 9-6, 9-14-0. Silverhawks, 6-9-1 for the Lions. Imai for the Lions gets a loss. He's 0-1. Samurai for the Silverhawks gets a win. He's 1-0. Yakuk Swallows handily defeated the Hanshin Tigers 6-1, 6-10-1 Swallows, 1-4-0 Tigers. Suarez for the Swallows gets his first win. He's 1-0. Gunkel got handed the loss. He's 0-1. The Okama Bay Stars over the Chunichi Dragons 3-2, 3-7-0 Bay Stars, 2-10-1 Dragons. Ino for the Bay Stars gets a win. He's 1-0. Yamamoto gets the loss for the Dragons. He's 0-1. And finally, the Hiroshima Carp over the Yomiuri Giants. Got it right. 5-1. 5-11-1 for the Carp. 1-3-0 for the Giants. Mercedes gets the win for the they get the loss. Mercedes gets lost for the Giants. He's 0-1. Curry gets the spicy victory for the Carp. He's 1-0. In the Czech Republic, here we go, face-to-face. Tempo Prague over Sabat Prague, 7-1, 7-13-1. Tempo Prague, 1-6-1. Sabat Prague. Ostrava over the Technika Brno, 12-6, 12-12-4. Ostrava, 6-7-1. BRNO. Blanksko over Trebek, 2-1, 2-7-2 Blanksko, 1-5-2 Trebek. And Draki Bruno over Hiroshi Bruno, 9-3, 9-13-1 Draki, 3-5-4 Hiroshi. In the KBO in South Korea, Samsung Lions over the Hanwha Eagles, 3-2, 3-12-1 for the Lions, 2-7-1 for the Eagles. Taiwan CPBL first stage, Rakuten Monkeys over the Fubon Guardians, 10-3, 10-11-1 Monkeys, 3-11-1 Guardians. In the CPBL minor league, it was the Uni Lions, the sequel, over the Fubon Guardians, the sequel, 19-7, 19-17-2 Lions, 7-12-1 Guardians. And it was the Wishuan Dragons over the Rakuten Monkeys sequel, 8-2, 8-15-0 Dragons, 2-7-0 Monkeys sequel. And that, for want of a better word than I can come up with, means that only thing we have left to do is our cheery wrap up known as our hellos. So let's start off. Over. Actually, how many minutes do we have? This one, a fast speed of lightning. So why don't we just say it, because we need to. All my friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, hi, how are you? We're going to try to do this fast. Charlene Jeter, Brenda Dixon, hi. Jamrie J. Keaton, who is they are getting labor ready for her as her newborn baby gets a little life. Will come to this life and say, can I go back in? Hello to Courtney Perna, Ricky Pickrell, Michael Pickrell, Tony Pickrell, Yvonne Pickrell. Hi, Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Anne-Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Yuki Tanaka. Hi to Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, and Nancy Nichols. I have a cat somewhere. She's running amok. We say hello to Dorothy Malone, to Courtney Lynn Elwood, all my friends on, let's see. We also say hi to Silver Harapedian. That's right. We say Silver with respect. After years, she is going to be retiring as news anchor for WJBK TV, the Fox owned and operated station in Detroit. So, Sherry, how go? and in of your life, your journey continues. I want to say hello to Claudia Treos and all my friends on Instagram and Twitter. If you're wondering why I say with respect and dignity and pride to all my friends, because I never forget them. I always remember them. But to say this in respect, we've only got about maybe a minute. Yeah, we got about, well, we're over that minute. So we got to say goodnight to everybody. So we do. Thank you all very much for tuning in to this little weird broadcast tonight. We're back with more weirdness on Thursday night. Same time, same wicked place. Thank you. And from all of us here at the L2C Sports Final and L2C Sports, Steve the Backsman Baxley saying no matter what sports you love, may your favorite team always be a winner. Good night, America. Keep healthy, keep happy, and be yourself as always. Good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports in cooperation with YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Good night. God bless. And let love conquer all. We'll see you tomorrow night.